Hi there, Mr. Ibrahim here. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, I pray that God grants you the strength that you need to keep on going. And I pray that may His blessings be upon you today. I just want to share a few words of encouragement and motivation your way. And I really hope that it goes a long way to help you out, to give you some perspective on how to tackle on some certain things that may be holding you back from making progress in your life. What I'd love to talk about today is on the topic self control. I've come to realize that most of our suffering are self inflicted. We put ourselves in certain situation and then we cry about it as though someone else is fighting us or there's someone else who is just against us. If you look every day at our actions, if you look every day at the things that we do, the things that we think about, the things that we indulge in, are the things that are actually bringing us all the suffering that we have as humans. We cry that we want peace, we cry that we want love, we cry that we want to be happy, but we are not advocates for all these things. Our thoughts are not pure, our actions are not pure, we do not even love people. There's a lot of jealousy that we carry in our heart, there's a lot of pain that we carry in our heart, and we expect to see good things happen in the world. It's just not possible. If we truly want to see all what we want within ourselves, we have to start cultivating that within ourselves. And all these things start from self control. Self control is like the drone of the human body, it's like the drone of the human personality. Who you are is determined by your level of self control. Most of us are not aware that we are in a constant battle in this life because we are fighting against a lot of things. Some of them we are aware of, some of them we may not be aware of. There are times when temptations come to you, you did not ask for those temptations, but they still come anyway. There are times when crazy thoughts run into your head, you do not ask for those thoughts, but they still come your way. There are times when we actually look for these things. We go out there and we may try to maybe insult someone or just tease someone, and when they react in a specific way, we get angry that they have reacted to the way we reacted to them. So, lack of self control will really drive us to our own early grave. Lack of self control would would lead us into living a life where we constantly worry, we constantly do not even know ourselves. So, in this video, I just want to share with you some of the things that come with attaining self control, attaining a level of self control that each of us must be able to attain. Because self control is the driving force. Self control is what helps you to know yourself, it's what leads to self awareness. If you lack self control, you will not be able to know yourself because everything that happens around you, you're going to be affected by it. When we talk about self control, it's about being able to understand yourself and being able to stay away from the things that are likely to trigger a certain response from you, which is detrimental to your inner nature, to your inner self, and that good self about you. Self control does not only have to do with, being able to move from here and there or saying, I don't want this or I don't want that. It's being able to prevent the kind of thoughts that go into your head, prevent the kind of things that you think about, prevent how you feel about things. Let's take for a situation. Let's say you're walking in the train station and somebody steps on you, and your first reaction is to, shout at that person to, why are you doing this? Are you crazy? Why did you step on me and all that? But for some reason, the person may have simply not been able to see your leg or so, just by mistake they stepped on you. And but what that action has done now is it has brought some sense of anger within you. It has brought some sense of unhappiness within you because the whole day you may tend to only think about that incident. Why did this guy step on my leg? Now my shoe is dirty. You only focus on the negative thing. But if you have self-control, you'll be able to pull yourself back and say, hey, I can catch myself trying to react here. Maybe I do not need to react. You can just simply talk to him, bro, you stepped on me. And he may say sorry, or even if he does not say sorry, people are always going to act different. And so you do not have to, sort of, deceive yourself or sort of go against your own self because someone else is acting towards you in a particular way. All you can do, you can decide to walk away from that situation and restore that peace that is within you. So self-control is something which is very powerful, and is something that is responsible for our everyday actions, everyday decisions, everyday thoughts. So if you are able to attain a level of self-control, there's a lot of benefits that will come with it. And some of the benefits that I've written down here is the first thing is that self-control builds willpower. With self-control, you can have a very strong willpower. Some of us are wondering why we may not be able to fast for 30 days, but we don't understand that it's lack of willpower. There's a quote that says, where there's a will, there's a way. As long as you have the will, the strong will to do something, you will be able to go ahead and do that. And self-control will help you to build that willpower that you need to overcome the temptations, to overcome the challenges that you are currently facing, and to see yourself actually move from one place to another. Another thing self-control brings is self-control builds character. We are who we are and where we are or what we are because of our conduct. And conduct is what brings character. Are you aware of how you conduct yourself every single day? Are you aware of the things that you indulge in? Are you aware of the things that you feed on? Because all those things build your character. And to be able to manage the things that you indulge in will lead you to build a certain character that is pleasing, that is strong, that is resilient, that is patient. All these things as a result of your character. And character is built from self-control. So if you want to build a good character, if you want to build a character that is pleasing, that is patient, that is resilient, that is strong, that is, outgoing, that is well-spoken. If you want to build that sort of character, you have to attain a certain level of self-control. You have to be able to say, okay, I want to walk away from these things. I want to walk away from that thing. I want to control myself and be able to put my actions and my efforts, my energy towards this particular thing only. That's how you build self-control, and that's how you build character. The next thing that happens is when you attain a level of self-control is that you build confidence. Most of us wonder why we cannot get ourselves involved, maybe in speaking, in doing some certain things, singing, or even playing some certain sports, because we lack confidence. And we lack this confidence because we do not have self-control. We are always giving into our urges. We are always giving into our feeling. We are always giving into how people see us, how people will react, what people are going to say, what if does not happen, what if that does not happen. We are always giving into those things, and that is why we cannot build confidence. When we have self-control, we can be able to say, I want to walk away from this thing and do this thing only. When you go ahead and do what you said you will do, your self-confidence increases. That's how you build self-confidence. And how do you walk away from things that you're not supposed to do and do those which you have to do, is by attaining some level of self-control. The next thing that we have to look at, self-control brings growth. When you have self-control, you can be able to see yourself grow. You can be able to see the lot of things that you've left and see like the detriment that they were causing you, and see like the new things that you embrace and how they lift you. You can see how you're growing. You can see how you're making more mature decisions. You can see how you really understand life. You can see how you really understand other people, because you're no longer looking at the outside. You're looking now more into the inside, because we all are one. Even if we try to deny it or not, we all have that inner tendencies, all those issues within our head. Everybody has a noise in their head. And so when you understand the noises in your head, you can be able to understand the kind of noise that is going in people's head. Then you will be able to relate with them. You'll be able to talk with them better. You'll be able to see from their own perspective, and you'll be able to really interact in them in such a way that you can lift them up and not break them. The next thing that self-control does is self-control helps you to build good habits. The only way we can move from bad habits is by creating new habits. It's not by saying, oh, I'm going to cut this off. It's by building new habits. If you want to stop sleeping late at night, it's not for you to affirm, to keep on making affirmations, I'm going to sleep early, I'm going to sleep early. It's actually for you to go ahead and sleep early. It's actually for you to wake up and say, today I'm sleeping early. Whether this happens or that does not happen, when the time comes, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., you're already in bed, keeping all your distractions away. So building good habits is as a result of self-control. You cannot build good habits if you do not attain a certain level of self-control. And self-control is what is going to help you to build the good habits that you need to counteract the bad habits that are already there. Each of us has certain level of bad habits, but you have to understand what those bad habits are. And you have to be able to build good habits to counteract those bad habits. And all that is as a result of having a level of self-control. We had already talked about self-awareness. Self-awareness comes from self-control. When you're able to control yourself, you are able to understand yourself. You're able to know who you truly are. Most of us don't know who we truly are. We just assume that I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm that person. But we have never really turned in to see, like, who truly am I? What do I truly mean when I'm saying I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm that person? What are those inner tendencies that are hidden, but I'm not able to, call them out because I'm afraid? I'm afraid to point out my own weaknesses. I'm afraid to look at my own self and find out the issues that I have within myself. If you do not have self-awareness, you cannot grow in life. It just does not happen that way. You must be self-aware. You must be aware of your strengths. You must be aware of your weaknesses. You must be aware of your inner tendencies. You must be aware of your triggers, because you cannot address a problem that you don't know you don't have, or to say the least, you do not acknowledge that you have them. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. If you think that maybe overeating is not a bad habit, there is no way you're going to change it, because you don't see it as a bad habit. You don't acknowledge it as a bad habit. If you think that spending too much time on your phone is not a bad habit, then it won't be a bad habit. But that is what is killing you, because when you spend too much time on that phone, or when you overeat, you start feeling bad about yourself later. Oh, I've not been able to accomplish the task I set out for today. But why is life strong like this? Why is life tough like this? But simply because you were spending too much time on your phone. If you had attained some level of self-control to keep that phone away and do what you had to do, you will not feel that way. The next one, which is the 8th point on my list, is self-control leads to conscious living. Conscious living is the most important thing that can ever happen to anyone. When you are conscious of your decisions, when you are conscious of your thoughts, when you're conscious of your actions, when you're conscious of everything around you, when you're conscious of what's happening, when you're conscious of the way you feel, when you're conscious of what life is all about, that's the most beautiful thing that can happen to you. Because a lot of us do not live consciously. We just go out every day doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. We don't even know why we are doing those things. Why are you behaving the way you behave? You have to live conscious. You have to know why you do some certain things. You have to know why you have to abstain from certain things. And all of this comes from self-control. I may not have put everything on the list, but I believe that each of us in life is suffering from one of these things. You see that we have a very low willpower. You see that we do not have a good character. You see that we do not have self-confidence. You see that we are not growing. You see that we cannot. Okay, there's another one, which is self-control helps you to get the work done. So getting the work done comes from self-control. If you do not have self-control, you cannot be able to get the work done, because there are times when you set maybe a goal that I'll wake up and do this thing and write a book and write this course and do this and do that. If you do not have self-control, when the time reaches, you will still be lying down in that bed and giving yourself reasons not to wake up. So some of us suffer from that. We are not able to get the work done, and then we feel later as though life is fighting us. We are not able to build good habits because of lack of self-control. Some of us are not self-aware because of lack of self-control, and some of us do not live consciously because we still lack self-control. So these are some of the things that I wrote down, and I really hope that you can see where you're lacking in all of this, and see that what you actually need to do is to build self-control. So what you need to do now is to start looking into yourself. Start trying to understand yourself. And when you try to understand yourself, you will be able to really build that self-control. The thing is, we can never attain what we are not working towards. Most of us want a lot of things, but we are not putting even a single effort towards attaining that thing. But then we will cry in the evening, cry later the day, oh, life is tough, life is hard, this and that. But we are not working towards those things. So if you want to build self-control, it's actually working towards self-control. Start setting some standards for yourself. Set standards for yourself. Make commandments for yourself. I will actually address that in a later video about setting commandments for yourself. So building self-control, you have to look into yourself and see who you are, and start seeing where you can make adjustments, seeing the things you can cut off, and seeing the things that you can improve on. I really hope that this goes a long way to help you out, and I pray that God gives you the willpower, gives you the strength, gives you the ability to be able to look within yourself and find out some of the things that need improvement. Do take care, and I wish you a blessed day. Thank you.